These are our daughters, Alexa, our eldest, and Sam, our youngest. And these two girls are my wife. My wife and I, we live in the Philippines and we run an online business from home. And we've been raising these two amazing daughters, and we want to optimize our life to give these two the best life possible. One thing I realized, if I want to do that, is I need to build generational wealth. For this very reason, we grew up with nothing and we built from the ground up. So no, we know what it's like to not have generational wealth. And we've seen the issues around Filipinos being stuck as breadwinners because they have to care for aging family members. They have to take care of aging parents, even to a point, even extended family members. And I don't want to do that to my children. That's the reason why I want to build wealth so that I can retire comfortably. And so Alexa and Sam don't have to always look back over their shoulders and ask the question, how's mom and dad going to pay their electricity bill this month? And so if I want to give them that life so that they can chase after their own milestones, their own goals, then I need to prepare as early as now. That's the reason why I'm doing that. And I'm really trying why I'm also passionate about teaching this to as many Filipinos as I can, because I believe that to really be if we really want to set the next generation up for success, then it really falls on us to prepare financially. So the question now is, how do we do that? What is the methodology? What is the strategy that we can use? There are three that I want to go over today. And the third one is the one that I really want to zero in on and talk about as the strategy of this video. The first one is traditional retirement. So work 30, 40 years, save 5 to 10,000 pesos every single month. And then by the age of 65 to 70, you can retire comfortably. But the problem with traditional retirement is that it takes a very long time. And if you do it slowly with discipline, of course, that's still a good strategy, by the way, better than nothing. But there are some uh, problems that could arise in the middle. What happens if you need a big amount of cash, right? Because you want to send your child to a better college, or like a marriage, comes into play, and your children want a nice wedding. So in these scenarios, you can't make those expenses because I need to prepare for my own retirement first. The second option, which is also a little bit popular right now, is something called the FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early. And this again is such an amazing strategy. If you want to retire, it works. It's better than nothing. But again, it also has its own problems, because if you go for this strategy, then you're probably going to have to invest heavily and live on 20, 30, 40% of your income for 20 years at a shot to retire at 40 years old to 50 years old. And once again, there's nothing wrong with these two strategies, but they're not the only ones that work. And so the big paradigm shift for my wife and I, for Ces and I, is when we discovered Coast Financial Independence. You're taking on a shorter number of years as a sprint to get to something that we call your Coast FI number, your Coast Financial Independence number, which I'll show in a little while. But Coast and Financial Independence, what this looks like is you're contributing heavily early on and letting the power of time and compounding grow your money for you. So here's a calculator to show you like an example, and these are the figures that we have. So I put in the fire number, or the retirement number that I want to reach in order to have a certain amount of passive income by the time I'm 65 years old, which is the age that I put here for retirement. I'll probably do a completely different breakdown video to explain all of that in detail. But just for now, to show you, right, that's the number that I want to have by the time that we retire. And this right here is the net worth that I have. And then we have the Coast FI number, the Coast Financial Independence number, which is the amount that you need at a certain age, and the age that you will be at that stage of your life where you can stop investing altogether and you just allow your money to coast, compound over time.